Squeaky ass chair. Cheers. Damn, I should have put some water in that. I'm so excited about this. I know I said I was going for the night, but you know, I got about 45 minutes before I gotta head back to where I gotta go for the evening, so. I like to knock it in the floor. Let's see if I can. Hey, one way. Can I put my leg up here? This is a closet. This is a plate of food. This is a hungry girl. And this is a fork. Y'all, this looks so good. I just want to try the potatoes first. I knew it. Homemade mashed potatoes. I did that. It's homemade mashed potatoes with spinach, onions, and fish. And that fish is like some frozen patty, but it's good. Hello. Hi, Shannon. The spinach and onions is so good. And the potatoes. Get on there. Spinach, potatoes, and onions. I'm going to try the fish. I'm gonna cut it. I do like that fish. I think it's called Gorton's. You can get it in the frozen section. It's actually not that bad. Like, for you. It's really good, but, like, it's not that bad for you either. I can't get it. It's a big bite. I'm starving. It's like garlic. I put like this balsamic glaze on top of the fish. Y'all are so hungry. I put salt, pepper, garlic, butter, and milk in the mashed potatoes. I'm gonna eat all of that. Oh, this is so good. The difference in a home-cooked meal is crazy. They just really don't make good food anymore. I should open a restaurant one day. Maybe that's what I'll do when I retire. That would make me really happy as an old lady. I already like to accommodate. Like if you came over to my house, as soon as you come through the door, I'm like, what you want to drink? I'm going to go get you a fresh glass of ice with something to drink. And I'll even list it off. I'll be like, I got orange juice. You know, I'll tell you what I got. Water, sweet tea, whatever. Back in the day, I used to always have a gallon of sweet tea in the fridge because I grew up on it. But since I've lost, 80 pounds, I don't drink sweet tea anymore. But yeah, what you want to drink? Are you hungry? I love to accommodate. I love to cook for people. It's so good. Mashed potatoes, onions, sauteed spinach. So I made the mashed potatoes and then I laid those out on the plate. And then I sauteed onions and spinach together with a little bit of Worcestershire, a dash of honey, garlic, salt, a little bit of water. Let it saute. And then I cooked the fish. It was frozen. I usually eat 2 or 3, but I only had one. Only had one. It's really good. Then I poured this warm balsamic glaze over the fish. A little bit on the potatoes. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like this balsamic glaze. I needed this bad. The spinach is my favorite. I should have cooked more. You too, David Jessup. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're staying cool out there. Y'all, is this hurricane season? Is August technically hurricane season for like Florida? Or is it September it starts? I don't know. I just know it's been extremely rainy. All the corn in the fields look good. Y'all know when I get done with this plate of food, I'm gonna block half of y'all, right? Sure am. Actually, I'm starting to get excitement off of blocking people. It proves my point that most people are idiots. Look at that onion. The char on it. Looks so good. Spinach, potatoes. There's nothing like real food. Nothing. And y'all see that EBT haul? I tried to post that last night. It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me post it last night. Well, thank you. That woman. So this woman goes to the grocery store. She's an EBT card holder. She does a grocery haul. I think the saddest part is that you can literally hear and see her children in the background. So she has multiple children. You can hear one that's out of the frame, that's older, and then you can see one that's younger in the frame. Anyway, she goes to the grocery store to do an EBT haul. This has become, I don't know, it's become some trend on TikTok. Not a singular thing that she bought at the grocery store was actual food. Not a singular thing. So not ironically, she probably weighs well over 300 pounds. She's disheveled as hell. And she looks like she's going through a midlife crisis. And she also sounds like she's struggling through major depression. It's really sad to watch. I know I'm laughing in the video. Part of the reason is because the fire alarm kept beeping. Listen, I may or may not have had a fire alarm that's done the same thing, and instead of changing the battery, I just threw the whole SOB away. So I am just as bad as her, is all I'm saying. And I actually said she's a better one than me. I would have done ripped that thing off the ceiling and thrown it in the trash. Like, there was not a singular food item that she bought. Everything was junk. And I just think that maybe we need to look at these videos for what they are. I mean, to me, it looks like a mother that's struggling. To me, it looks like a mother that has her hands full. To me, it looks like a mother that is completely overwhelmed. To me, it looks like she's depressed. And she sounds it. She does not sound all there. It's sad. It really is. And to know that the government is the one that's really causing this problem. I think it's what they wanted. The more people they can have with bad eating habits, the more people they're going to have with health problems, and the more money they're going to make off of prescription meds. I mean, you know, thank God for RFK, because he is making moves, removing fluoride, banning dyes. They have now banned the purchase of junk food and soda with EBT participants. They're making moves now, but the damage has been done, and you know, these poor eating habits are being passed down. They have been. I was the first in my family to break that generational curse, and as an indirect consequence, some of my siblings have now lost weight, and I'm so happy to see them living a healthier lifestyle, because I love them and I want them to live, and they have families, and I want them to be there for their families. We've lost our family from health problems. Had an uncle that died from a heart attack, grandmother that died from like blood clots, arthritis. She was old, and she was in a rest home for like 20 something years because she couldn't take care of herself, because she was so obese. She had everything from blood clots to diabetes to everything, and she got so big, she needed around the clock care. My mother died from cancer, cervical, from smoking. It sucks. It really does. Everybody in my family struggled with their weight. My papa, my other aunts, my grandmother's side of the family, my grandmother, Millie, who I always talk about, the one whose grandmother was Cherokee Indian. She come from a big family. They had a bunch of kids back in the day, I think she was from a family of like 9, maybe more. But most of her siblings, were obese and had major health complications from that. And also their spouses. So it's just hard to watch. And it's preventable. It's an easy curse to break. It really is. It's not as hard. It's not as hard as, I guess, society makes it out to be. It's really about self-control. Diet is about self-control. Intuitive eating, listening to your body, understanding the way that your body works, your GI tract and your stomach. Our stomachs are approximately the same size as our hand. As you can see, that plate I just ate is about 3 times that much. I need this, so yes. But in all actuality, that portion size was probably enough for 2, maybe 3. So, just knowing how your body works, how big your organs are, how much you're supposed to eat, learning about ounces, macros, good fats, The biggest thing is, your calorie deficit, just making sure that you're eating your deficit. And a lot of combo meals. Let's see. I'm actually full. I don't even want that last bite. I'm extremely full. Let's see. I'm curious. Do I got text to talk on this fancy thing? Better damn have a microphone that shoots out the side like a go-go gadget arm. I don't know. Let's see. How many calories are in a large McNugget combo meal? That's almost 1,000 calories for 10 chicken nuggets, a medium fry, and a medium drink. That's almost 1,000 calories. That is insane. Insane. You could probably eat all the damn vegetables you want and still not be able to consume 1,000 calories worth of vegetables. That is insane. What about a large, hold on, a large burger? Or what is it called? I don't even eat there. A quarter pounder. QUA, Lord. I butchered that. It's QUARTER. Sorry, I'm still learning. So just a burger with cheese is over 500 calories, but God, that was so good. But with the fries and the drink, it's got to be more than that. It's insane. Even Chick-fil-A ain't safe. I see so many people getting... It's 1,200 calories. 1,200. Absolutely insane. Oh, I'm stuck. Ain't got much room. Oh. This person is on drugs. Hey, Brandy. I think that person is on drugs. I really do. What is wrong with people? I think I just found a huge leading culprit to obesity. I had no clue. Do you know that a medium Starbucks blended latte has 2,000 calories in it? Are you aware that there's some issues out here that drink 2 or 3 of them a day? These people are going to have a heart attack before 30. Do you want 6,000 calories a day in just drinks? If you had 2 of them, it would be 4,000. And we all know that there's absolutely people that have 2 of these drinks a day. A medium Starbucks blended latte contains approximately 2,000 calories per serving. They need to go straight to jail. Straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect no money. You need to circle the board to the left, honey. They are literally killing us from the inside out. That is crazy. Hold on one second. I'm a hunt and peck. I know. It looks like the Street has an article about their drinks. It looks like there's 10 different drinks that they noticed with the highest calorie intake, or, you know, they got the most calories in them. That is insane. 2,000 calories. I know. Absolutely insane. Hello? Come on, work. Work. So their mocha frappuccino has 500 calories. Listen, if you're going to drink something from Starbucks, I would recommend either espresso mixed with straight milk, espresso mixed with maybe an almond milk, espresso mixed with, which is a latte. But you need to be specific as to you don't want no flavor, no sugar, because these things are so fattening, and these are silent calories. These are, you're drinking these, so you're not really conscientious because it's not filling you up. But stuff like this, like salsas and drinks, keep a lot of people fat AF because they're not conscientious, about those silent calories, those liquid calories. Let's see here. The Mocha Frappuccino has 500 calories in a 20-ounce cup. And it's also got 79 grams of sugar. You might as well just eat a whole cake. Just go ahead and eat a whole angel food cake. Is that a thing? What am I thinking of? Just eat you a pecan pie, honey. I got spinach in my teeth and I'm laughing. Can you see it from there? You're going to have to deal with it because I ain't got no floss. Absolutely insane. This drink is one of the simpler ones on the list. So their iced cafe vanilla frappuccino has over 500 calories. That's crazy. Their matcha cream frappuccino has over 520 calories with 79 grams of sugar and 18 grams of fat. It's horrible, y'all. Just go eat a pound of bacon that's full of sugar too. Double chocolatey chip frappuccino blended cream drink has over 520 calories. It looks delicious. I ain't gonna lie. It looks like a chocolate dream. And these are small drinks. These are 20-ounce drinks. I mean, that's not small, but it's not like 40 ounces either. Like, that's a lot of calories. Peppermint hot chocolate. I love that. Almost 600 calories. 550. It contains the same amount of calories as a Big Mac. And people are getting kind of naive too. I bet you a lot of girls think that these drinks are just made with like a little bit of sugar, some milk, and cappuccino. Like they don't, or espresso. I bet they don't realize how many additives that are in here and how much bad fats and stuff. White chocolate mocha frappuccino, 550 calories. That's also got 12 grams of saturated fat, which is the bad fat. Iced white chocolate mocha, 560 calories. Their drink names drive me insane, y'all. It's got 580 calories, sorry. Their Java chip frappuccino has almost 600 calories and 21 grams of fat plus 95 grams of carbs. Mocha cookie crumble frappuccino, almost 600 calories. Unbelievable. White hot chocolate, almost 600 calories. The drink also has 15 grams of saturated fat or 75% of the recommended daily value, which is insane. Yeah, I don't think a lot of Americans think about that before they go and order those drinks. Those drinks are absolutely horrible. It's one of the worst. I mean, it's not even... Is it even coffee when it's that much sugar and crap? Is it even coffee? Is it even coffee? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So we're supposed to have 2,000 calories per day. And that's for a normal person, people that like work, go to school, just your day-to-day activities, Just, getting the kids off to school and then going to work and you're just going about your daily life. Most of us are supposed to have around 2,000 calories a day. It's all going to really be based around your size and stuff, but also like your height your weight is based around your height. That's a good way to start. So, I'm 5'5". I'm supposed to be somewhere between I think 110. Let me just pull up a chart to show you what I'm talking about. Height, weight chart. So your weight is determined around your height. Here we go. Here's one. Let's see what my stats are, what I'm supposed to be. So I am... Damn, this is a difficult chart. All right, here we go. So there's different age ranges. So children, 16 to 18 is in a category, 18 to 24, 25 to 29, because you're still growing. Yeah. Your brain isn't done growing and your femur aren't done growing until approximately 25 to 30. It's so crazy because Western culture teaches us that our brains are fully developed by approximately 25. Well, there's been other studies from the UK that completely contradict that, and I agree with the study from the UK. The brain in the femur is not fully developed until around the age of 30. Yeah. So I agree with the studies from the UK. So they have different categories: 16 to 18, 18 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 39, which is where I would fall, and then over 40. And let's see. I'm 5 foot. I think this is for a man. Because it says 180 to 234. Maybe I ain't reading right. Hold on. Oh, here we go. No, that is. I think this is for a man, y'all. And that would make sense for a guy. Because a guy's chart's going to be different than a woman's chart, because men and women are different. Let's do female. I probably should have been specific. Should have been gender specific. I don't know how to work this computer. That's why I never get on it. Weight chart. Height, weight chart. Woman. Oh, look. They got one for the UK. I bet they do. It's completely different than the US stuff. That's interesting, though, the way that they had broke that down, because they're going to go through different phases of growing. So let's see. 5'5", 125 to 142. So, and I don't think that's right. I think that's a modern number. I've looked it up before and it said that 110. See, that's the problem, man. The body positivity movement has done messed up the damn growth charts. For Jesus Christ, can we leave something alone? Because people are obese, now they done changed the growth charts to make people feel better about themselves. It's just like taking the damn... Here we go. Here's one. So 113 to 138. When was this made? I wish I could see when it was made. So for a person 5'5", you would want to stay in the range of 113 pounds to 138 pounds. For a male, it would be 122 to 150, and that's because they're male. So as you can see, there's a slight 20-pound difference between the two, approximately. So you would determine how much you're supposed to weigh first. And then you would focus on a calorie deficit. Pretty much a deficit is just eating less calories. So if you would typically eat 2,000 to maintain your weight, then you would go down to something like maybe 1,800. Reduce your calories. Most people eat well over, hold on, let me ask. Most people eat well over what is, I guess mandated by the CDC or somebody, the FDA, you know what I mean. Who does that? Who said 2,000? Anyways, that would be the Health and Human Services. Listen, I don't know who said it. It's just the rule. How many calories do most Americans eat per day? Oh, shit. Oh, here we go. According to the USDA, the average American consumes approximately 3,800 calories per day. So, if someone was doing that, then you're going to lose significant weight by just dropping down to 2,000 calories a day. I did not. That is insane. The recommended daily calorie intake for an adult woman is around 2,000 calories, while an active adult male may need up to 3,000 calories. They're much bigger, so that makes sense. So a woman should stay around 2,000 and a man should stay somewhere around 3,000. All right, there we go. Oh. The USDA Economic Research Services researchers examined differences in diet quality by food source and demographics from 1977 to 2018. Diet quality is measured by employing the nutrient and food group density measure, the amount of nutrient or food equivalent from foods that contain 1,000 calories. Food sources are categorized into two broad categories: food at home and food away from home. Food away from home is further it's broke off into four sources: restaurants with waiter service, fast food establishments, school cafeteria, daycare center, and other food away from home places. USDA ERS researchers report mean intakes, distribution percentages, shares, and density of nutrition. I'm sorry. I'm trying to quit smoking and all I can think about is a vape. If I'm just being honest. The density of nutrients and food groups by food source for individuals aged 2 and older, as well as selected by demographic characteristics: age, sex, race, and ethnicity, household income, and adult education attainment. Selected major findings for U.S. consumers aged 2 and older, as well as certain demographics, are summarized below. This is a study that they did, and it was called The Dietary Quality by Food Source and Demographics in the United States. That was a long study, 1977 to 2018. During the 1977 to 2018 period, U.S. consumers reported calorie intake increased by 15%, well over 1,800 calories per day in 1977 to 1978, to 2,093 calories in 2017 to 2018. So back in 1977 into 1978, The average diet only consisted of around 1,800 calories a day. There was a 15% increase from the 70s until 2018, and it's actually almost 2,100 calories in 2017 to 2018. The trend in calorie intake is consistent with the rise in obesity rate in the United States, but the rise in obesity rate outpaced the increase in calorie intake. Weight gain is associated with an imbalance between energy intake and expenditure, the latter of which is affected by an array of lifestyle and environmental factors such as physical activity levels, sleep, healthfulness of diet, food environment, advances in modern technology. And that's another thing. Back in 1977, people were busy. Like, way busier than we are now. Like, we're busy now, but like they had more responsibilities. Life was built different, you know. Priorities were different. They were more physically active than we are today. We have every reason today to stay in the house, and it was the opposite in 1977. You actually had every reason to get out of the house. Everything to do was out there. Everything to do today is right here, you know. It's not good. It's what Ted Kaczynski was trying to warn us about. R.I.P. Ted. So let's see here. Wow. I'm trying to read this chart. These things are never easy. And I got dyslexia too. So it looks like food away from home actually increased like 12%. Restaurants increased over 4%. Fast food increased almost 10%. Food away from home. That's why people are eating out more. Over time, full service and fast food restaurants have become increasingly important to U.S. customers' diets. Between 1977 and 2018, the share of food energy coming from fast food rose 5.9% to 16.3%, and the restaurant share more than doubled from 3.3% to 7.8%. I wonder what these numbers, I would love to see numbers from 2018 to now. Oh, God. Yeah, I would love to see since COVID. I have done lost my place. Oh, here we go. Let's see. U.S. consumers' diets fall short of the dietary guidelines for Americans. Recommendations by substantial margins, except for total fats, calcium, most of the protein foods and oils. Of the 23 densities analyzed using 2018 data, researchers found 16 deviated from their recommended levels by more than 20%, including fiber, added sugars, saturated fats, iron, sodium, total vegetables, dark green vegetables, red and orange colored vegetables, starchy vegetables, legumes, and other whole fruits, grains, and seafood intake densities. In general, U.S. consumers make more nutritious choices when grocery shopping for food rather than when ordering from a menu. Well, now it's become difficult to cook at home because it's so much, I mean, it's just as expensive as going out at times. So a lot of people are, you know, doing meal deals, family meal deals, buying buckets of chicken or pizzas or, you know, stuff that they can kind of share. Grocery shopping is getting ridiculous, and the tariffs are absolutely raising the prices, and stuff's probably going to get more expensive, as if the past 5 years of inflation was not enough. We're literally being strangled with our own wallets, you know, like they took our wallets out of our pocket, they said open wide, and they shoved it down our throat. Okay, I don't know about you, but that's how I feel every time I go to the grocery store and I'm going to check out. I mean, literally, it's like a ball of hair in my throat. I can't believe the total cost of everything. It's like, wait a minute, I bought yogurt and milk and some trail mix. How is this $20? Seriously. Makes me want to cry. I feel like I'm choking every time. Yeah, foods from restaurants and fast food places were lower in several underconsumed nutrients and foods. This is saying that fast food is not healthy. There's no minerals and vitamins that we need that we can get from whole foods. Some of the underconsumed nutrients in the food were fiber, calcium, iron, fruits, dairy, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and soy products. And they were higher in saturated fats, sodium, and refined grains than food at home. Sorry. Restaurant foods were lower in added sugars and denser in vegetables, meats, poultry, eggs, and seafood than food at home. How are they lower in sugar? You just contradicted yourself up top. You said it was higher. Y'all, sorry. Some of these things I don't understand, and the way that they write stuff, it might be my dyslexia. Oh, here's about school. Since the USDA updated school meal nutrition standards in 2012 to 2013, school foods have become twice as dense in whole grains as food at home and 7 times denser than foods and restaurant foods. The density of saturated fats decreased and the density of fiber and fruits increased in school foods since 2005 and 6. Are you sure about that? However, vegetable consumption from school foods has not had the same improvement despite expanded vegetable offerings as part of the updated school meal standards. So a calorie deficit. I did not know that most Americans eat that much. 3,800 calories. Well, if you're having a Starbucks drink, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. You could eat a 2,000 calorie diet and then have the Starbucks drink and be sitting at 3,800 calories. So it makes perfect sense. It's them silent calories, them drinking calories. So from 1977 to 2018, what did it say? God, I don't forgot. We just read it and I forgot. It was a 15% increase in something, obesity, or was it food away from? It was 15% in food away from home. That's what it was. Eating out. Jesus Christ, Dory. So you would just reduce your calorie intake to lose weight. Reduce your calorie intake. You know, well, I'm like, well, surely people know to eat protein, right? But then that lady in that EBT video, I would be willing to bet she don't know nothing about a calorie deficit. So, not to be mean, but just, she got so much on her plate, she ain't got time to be worried about a calorie deficit, okay? She's looking for smoke alarm batteries. She ain't got time to worry about a calorie deficit. Yeah, protein. I mean, I don't know, y'all. I mean, it's pretty simple. Whole foods, eggs, eggs, grain, milk. What do I eat? Like for breakfast, yogurt, oatmeal. I think the biggest thing for most people is probably portion control. Do you know that when I throw food away, people go insane in the comments? Like, I'll eat half of something and then I'm full. So, I throw it away. I think a lot of people overeat. I feel like they feel like they're obligated to eat everything on their plate. I've seen this. And then I've experienced people being confused as to why I threw away a portion of a plate of food or a portion of a sandwich. We eat till we're full. We don't eat everything on the plate. It's a bad way. It's a bad way of thinking. You're not obligated to eat that food, and you're not a bad person if you have to throw a little bit of food away. Like, I think a lot of people's parents was probably like, there's a starving kid in Africa that wants that. You're going to eat that or you're not leaving the table. Because, or is it just that people want to rag on me for throwing away half of something? Maybe that's it. But to me, it stands out to me because it's like, well, that's probably why you're overweight. If you feel obligated to eat things when you're already full, that's a problem. We eat till we're full. That's what intuitive eating is. Intuitive eating is about taking time with your food and listening to your body as you're eating it. I don't do that. I mean, I intuitively eat. When I'm full, my body says I'm full. That gut sends the message to my brain, and I'm done, just like I did. But intuitive eating is about slowing down, drinking water with your meal, listening to your body, and not feeling obligated to eat everything on your plate. And like I said, that portion I had, that's the biggest meal I had today. So it's fine. But, and I'm also trying to gain weight, muscle specifically. But I really probably only needed half of that. Half of the potatoes, all of the spinach, and the fish. That would have been perfect. If I was trying to be in a deficit, then I would absolutely cut those calories. Because that's what a deficit is. You're cutting calories. So typical person has 2,000 calories that they eat every day to maintain their body weight of maybe 135. You would cut some of those calories out. And the best way to do that is to actually focus on your drinks. If you're drinking soda, those blended frappuccinos, you're eating a lot of sauces, barbecue sauce, ranch, and you're like drowning your food in it. If you can cut back in those small ways, that'll knock out significant calories. Do you know that some salad dressings have hundreds of calories per tablespoons? That's another secret. That's another little like hidden thing. Dressings. Barbecue sauce is full of sugar. Ketchup, full of sugar. Mayonnaise, full of horrible fats. The safest condiment on a weight loss journey is going to be mustards. Spicy mustard, sweet mustard, mustard seed, regular mustard. They got so many mustards. Get to liking mustard. Horseradish mustard. Seriously. Also, balsamic dressings, anything with vinegar, anything that's like a balsamic. Be careful, watch out for the sugar with those. But salad dressings, they can be very fattening. Thousand Island, ranch. You're talking about just 2 tablespoons could be 200 calories. You have to be very careful. Barbecue sauce is one of the worst. Barbecue sauce and ketchup, 2 of the worst. Hot sauces, most of those are safe. You know, if you like sauces, and you're used to like maybe dipping something in barbecue sauce, switch to a hot sauce. That's an easy way to cut calories. I love sauces. I do. Like if I get a 4-piece nugget from Wendy's, I might end up eating 1.5 sauces, barbecue sauces with it. I like to drench them. Okay. I like to pick the sauce up like it's a dump truck. For my barbecue sauce. My nugget is a dump truck for my barbecue sauce. That's how much sauce I like. So, which is disgusting. I'm sorry, but I love it. And same thing with ranch. So, like, I could go through 1.5 of those little containers for a 4-piece. That's how I got to be a big girl, okay? I'd usually have, a bottle of Jameson before I had 10 nuggets and 4 barbecue sauces and 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers. But whatever. Yeah, the sauces, the secret sauces, they'll sneak up on you and put pounds on you. Barbecue sauce, mayonnaise. I'm not saying not to eat them at all, but be conscientious. Read the labels. Like the Duke's mayonnaise, my favorite. Read the labels. If it says that 2 tablespoons is like 180 calories, which I think it is approximately, use 1 tablespoon instead of 2, Like just cut back in minor ways. But the biggest thing is drinks, man. Frappes, sodas, Everything has sugar. Even Gatorade is not safe, homie. There's like 60% of your daily values on a 2,000 calorie diet of Gatorade. What that means is, let me talk about that some. So, you know how you look at the labels of stuff and it'll say for a 2,000 calorie diet and it'll have a percentage and it might say 15% of your daily sugar is in that drink. That means that after you consume that drink, you've already had 15% of what the FDA recommends for you to have out of a 2,000 calorie diet. So like every single, your fat, your saturated fat, your trans fat, your sugar, your fiber, all of that stuff, we are supposed to have so much of each of those things every day naturally in a 2,000 calorie diet. So, you know, my fitness pal, my fitness tracker, myfitnesspal.com, they have a free app where you can track food and stuff, and you can also learn how to count macros and stuff through that app. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. MyFitnessPal, I think that's what it's called. MyFitnessPal. Yeah, also sweets. I think that's a big one for Americans. Sweets, everybody likes sweet stuff. Refined sugar. You know, there's 2 types of sugar listed on the label. At the very top, that's going to be natural sugar. At the very underneath it, it'll have added sugar. That's what you want to stay away from. And there's so much added sugar in drinks, sauces. Yeah. Anybody can lose weight, though. You really can. I know genetics play a small part, but diet and exercise gives everyone the opportunity to make huge change if they want to. Yeah. I did not know that most Americans were eating 3,800 calories a day. That is insane. What do you eat to eat that? I mean, I guess if they're eating fast food and that Big Mac meal was 1,000 calories. I mean, are they eating are they eating out 3 times? Well, that lady with the EBT card, hell, every item she held up probably was damn 500 calories a piece. Damn. It really does. Like, I remember how unhappy I was when I was big. I was absolutely miserable. I didn't want to even show skin, you know, because I was ashamed of myself. I did not feel attractive at all. I always felt bad. Yeah. Yeah, calorie deficit. I need to get like a little board. I wonder if my board's still in storage, my little chalkboard, so I can kind of break it down in mathematical terms and like give examples with certain types of food. Like if you wake up and you go, I don't know, even at home, if you wake up and you make you a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich with some Duke's mayonnaise, most people wouldn't think that that was that bad for them, but I'm here to tell you that's a horrible way to start your morning. It's the worst thing you can do for your body. You know, those carbs, that mayonnaise. No. I think that just like sometimes you have to like reform behaviors. I think that a lot of people are going to have to learn how to make changes to reframe their thinking so that they can lose weight. You know what I mean? I'm a huge believer of fruit until noon. I understand that a lot of people can't do that, but also we have great things like cottage cheese, boiled eggs. Eggs are great. If you're on a weight loss journey, you want to stay away from the bread, you want to stay away from the bacon, and you definitely want to stay away from the mayonnaise. So a healthy breakfast would be, you know, maybe like some fruit, maybe some strawberries, bananas, maybe two eggs, and, you know, a side of avocado, something like that. Maybe a yogurt with a banana in it and some granola on top. You know, I'm sure most of y'all know healthier eating, but yeah. American culture says that a bacon, egg, and cheese for breakfast is wonderful. You know? Yeah. And yeah. I just think that I see myself so much farther in 5 to 10 years. I can't wait to see what this weight loss journey like does for me. I'm so excited. But I definitely want to talk more about diet and nutrition, especially now that I know that psychiatry is going in a direction of nutrition. Like I've been saying for a while that I really felt like mental health and dietary things went together, that diet and mental health went together. And then it seems like the beginning of the year we start hearing there was a shift when Trump won office into more a healthy culture. Remember, like RFK's and working for Health and Human Services, and then we see all of these people like Jelly Roll, Lizzo, all of these people losing weight. There has been a shift towards a healthier America. Make America healthy again. I hope that continues. I hope we don't give up on that or forget about that. And there's also like a new line or a new medical field of psychiatry called nutritional psychiatry. And this is where they're going to be getting their patients to lose weight. Essentially, in a nutshell, in smaller form. It's pretty much a shift in mental health where we will focus on why the patient is depressed. And if they are obese, then we already know why the patient's depressed. It's sad. It really is to watch so many people struggle. That video, the short with the mother in the EBT hall, all jokes aside, I feel horrible for her. I really do. I mean, she looks completely overwhelmed. And, you can tell that she doesn't even realize that she's overwhelmed. She's like on autopilot as she is showing these groceries. And she almost seems, I don't know, lethargic? I don't know what the word is. She almost seems not mentally there. And that's depression. Her exterior screams major depressive disorder. It's sad to watch, but it's also funny because of the fire alarm in the back. Beep. Do you know how many times I tried to film that without laughing? And then finally I was just like, I have to laugh. Like, they'll get over it. Like, beep. I'm like, man, she a better one than me. I would have pulled that thing off the wall and threw it in the woods. If I ain't got no battery, I mean, and hell, I don't even know if I can get the thing apart. It's because you need to change the battery. But it's one of those 9 volts, with the little 2 things on the end. So funny. Y'all, I wanted to share my food with y'all. I ain't got no room to stretch. I ain't got no room to stretch. Y'all, I want to talk about this case tomorrow about this girl. So sad. She was a porn star. She died, and I want to talk about it. There's a few cases I want to talk tomorrow about. They're pertaining to bullying, specifically adult bullying. It's kind of crazy to me because when I was growing up, if you were a bully, then you would get in trouble. They would reprimand you, discipline you. We didn't encourage that behavior. But it seems like since the internet, touchscreen phones came about, platforms, social media platforms, it seems like bullying has become a social event. It's become what people do on Friday nights. It's become a sport for some people that are on the internet. It's really disturbing. Really is. And I think that these problems are going to get worse. And so many children and adults lose their lives every year to suicide because of online bullying. And I want to shine a spotlight on that more because every week I'm seeing children and adults take their own lives. Wonderful people too. Wonderful people too who are out here doing wonderful things. Yeah, so I have this case that I want to talk about tomorrow because I accidentally ran across it, and it's very interesting. But that led me to another one, so yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Hopefully it's not going to rain, but it looks like it is, so I might be in this closet tomorrow because if it's going to rain, I'm not going out there to get wet. I'm already little. I can't be sick and little too. Now it's saying it ain't gonna rain. I swear to God, that's what they said yesterday, and then this morning it rained. I swear to God. I am so done. I'm so done. Y'all want to pitch in on a Doppler radar? The way I see it, how many's in here? 187. If we all go in, a few $1,000s a piece, we can buy us one of them fancy Doppler radars. At the very least, at least all of us will know the weather, and we can go spread it around. Yeah, it says it's not going to rain. So if it's not going to rain, then we're going to go play in the sun. Okay? Oh, I didn't see how hot it's supposed to be. 85. Now it's saying it's going to be nice all weekend. So I don't freaking know, man. I have to play everything by ear. That bicycle, when I ride it in the rain, it throws water up on my ass. My entire lady parts get wet. That is not healthy. Do you know how dangerous that is? Okay? We don't play those games around here. Y'all, my shorts was wet that one day, and I was so, like, the overload of sensory. I was 2 seconds from stripping naked just to get those wet shorts off of me. And it was the black skirt that has the shorts underneath. So the skirt's like flapping in the back like one of them pieces of plastic at a car wash. And it's like my shorts was wet and the skirt was wet, and I was so uncomfortable. And it was because the bicycle wheel slings up water on your rear end when you're biking. I didn't even know what was happening. I was sitting on the seat and I was bicycling, and then I stood up and I realized that everything was wet on the back. I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is just what I need. I'm gonna get HPV off the street. You know, could you imagine? I don't know. I doubt that would happen, but you know, I still had concerns. It's my lady parts, you know. You gotta be concerned. You gotta take care of them parts, okay? A yogurt a day keeps the doctor away. Oh, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. I'm actually about to leave, but we'll hang out tomorrow. Did y'all like my plate? It was so good. It was delicious. It was really good. I couldn't eat that last bite. I was going to try to stuff it down, but yeah. Those were homemade mashed potatoes too. You can get singular potatoes that you can just throw in the microwave for like 8 minutes. It's already wrapped in plastic. I don't know if it's healthy to cook them in that plastic, but I did. And that's what that was one of those. Yeah. It was delicious. And frozen fish. I think there's like 14 grams of protein in those fish things, but I could be wrong. It might be 11. Anyways, I'm gonna run, and we will talk tomorrow. And hopefully it's gonna be beautiful, because I would really like to hang out with y'all and like sit down and look at the chat and be more, you know, interactive with y'all. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a good night. I wish I could have shared my food with you. It was so good. It really was. I'm not just saying that because I made it, but it really was. And I love you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out, and be careful with the drinks and the sauces. If you want to start a weight loss journey, I would recommend start simple. Don't start by going and spending $200 on a grocery haul. Start small. Instead of stopping for that frappe, stop and find something that doesn't have sugar. And you know, that's the hard part in the mornings. It sucks. We need a coffee company to make us something with just espresso and milk. Everything has added sugar in the store. So I would recommend something that is lower calorie. You know, skip over the Starbucks and maybe get some energy packets. They have amino energies at Walmart that you can add to water. Y'all know I love the packets. I do all kinds of energy packets. But yeah, start slow. Lay off the soda. Lay off the drinks, the carbonated drinks. Maybe cross out some of the sauces, and then go from there. Start slow. Don't change everything at once, because you know, when you start to slip up, you're going to get discouraged and give up, and don't do that. Start slow. Stop buying the Debbie cakes. That's the simplest way to do it. Just don't buy them. Just don't buy them. That's the best thing to do, because if you buy them, you're going to eat them at the house. That's how I did it. I just went and buy them. And y'all see now, I just don't buy it. So, you know, skip over the sweets and the soda and slowly exile things out of your life. Don't rush and do it all at once because you'll become overwhelmed and then you'll crash out. That's what I would recommend. Focus on cutting out sugar, carbs, bad drinks, bad sauces, and slowly focus on whole foods. You can do it. I did it, and I can't do shit, really. Look at my life. If I can do it homeless, you got this. You got this. Y'all got this, okay? I have so much faith. And I love you guys, and I'm praying for y'all, and pray for me because God knows I need it. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all be sweet.